Okay, today I am underneath the car, and last night I was reading some old literature about the SCCA Firebirds and Camaros back in late 60s, early 70s, and what the guys would do in order to prep the car for racing is they would actually weld, put some more welds on the seam where the rear frame connects to the body of the car. You can see from the factory it was spot welded, and these spot welds are just not intended for high performance cars. And if one spot weld goes, it's kind of a chain reaction. So what I've done is grinded down, or grinded or sanded, wire brushed the paint off, and I'm going to weld up the seam in several different places. Here you go. I'm going to do it here on the outside of the frame. I'm going to do it here where it curves up along the back seat area. I'm going to do it up there. Same goes for the other side. I'm going to weld the seam, and guys like Gulfstream would do this stuff. And if they did that back in the 60s or 70s with the modern performance components we have on our cars now, it would be well worth doing this, because the cars now are way more powerful and can perform way better than they did in the late 60s or 70s. You can see the areas. Here we go. Let me see if I can roll around here. Let's see, there we go. All along the. Also, I've grinded down a spot here. There was a slight stress fracture, so I'm going to weld. There we go. You can see it there now. I'll weld that little crack up, and I ordered some sheet metal, so I'll probably reinforce that area. And over here you can see there's another. You can see where there was some sort of impact that caused that to happen, but I'm going to weld that up there also. Alright, here's after fixing the little spot on the frame, and I tried to MIG weld some of the seams. I'm not the best welder, but you can see where I've gone along here. I had a good run right there. Got a little choppy here, but I've gone and welded the rear frame to the body. Just to had a great run right there. Just to reinforce things a little bit, but that's the important part. Got the frame welded up there, and it's definitely reinforced now. Well, for the last several hours I've been under the car welding on my back, and that's no fun. But basically I put in a lot of just little spot welds to reattach, because the previous owner that put in this trunk pan did not re-spot weld. There we go, you can see the spot welds. Did not re-spot weld the, I guess, the gas tank braces, not sure what they're called, to the trunk pan. So I've gone in and put those there. Also, this rear lip was separated, so I went in and I put spot welds all along the bottom to reattach those two pieces of metal. And let me see if I can spin around under here. And then what I've done is reinforced the rear unibody frame to the body by welding along the seams. That was recommended by some old SCCA hot rodding literature that I found. So that will ensure, there we go, you can see those welds that I put in there, that the body stays securely attached to these rear frame rails, because they're only plug welded or spot welded, whatever you call it, from the factory, and with the amount of torque and power we put in our cars, that's just not sufficient. Well, at least it might be sufficient, but this is really going to be sufficient. So yeah, I'm just going to clean those up and prime them again to make the underside look nice. And that's what I've done tonight.